Okay, another thing is, and again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a master, I'm not anything. And I like it that way, okay? That way I can talk about whatever I want. And I'm not claiming to be anything. I'm not suggesting anyone does what I do. This is just what I take, okay? So this one is going to be what I call the quad cleanse, okay? I heard David Avocado Wolf talking, and he said something really fascinating. He said the keys for longevity, when we're looking at what to take in the physical body, he says it's proven that what's more important is not actually what we put in the body, it's the body's ability to detoxify. So if you think about that, this is why he's a big advocate for caloric irrigation. He says when you have caloric irrigation and you flush out your colon, he said everything that's backed up then flushes. So your lymphatic system flushes, everything flushes out. Okay, so he says have them on a regular basis. I heard another great guy was saying that from our mouth to our anus is basically one tract. Okay, it's one tube, if you like. There's different stages. You have your stomach, your small intestine, large intestine, your colon. It's basically one tube, and through different stages of that tube, different things are happening. Food's getting broken down, nutrients are getting pulled from the food, blah 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 blah. So the colon is like the drainage, the sewer of the body. So what I'm about to share now can clog people up. Okay, it can make you constipated. If it makes you constipated, if you try this and it makes you constipated, take castor oil. See, the guy who was talking about Stonebreaker, he said the castor oil is another oil that's been used for thousands of years. And our ancestors, grandparents used it, swore by it. Great on the skin for arthritis, painkillers, things like this. But we don't use it much anymore. So an organic castor oil can help you pass if you get clogged up initially. And the reason why you might get clogged up initially is because most of us are clogged up with the terrible diets that we're having. But the 4 things that I'm going to show you, is activated charcoal 1. Activated charcoal, you might find on the internet a lot of people saying that activated charcoal, because it uses a technique called adsorption, not absorption. A molecule of activated charcoal can carry 200 times its weight. Okay, so what it does is it's like a magnet. It draws toxins to it. And a lot of people used to say that taking it every day is no good because it can draw good vitamins and minerals to it as well. Apparently, according to David Wolf, the research does not show that. That is not a true statement. The research shows that activated charcoal acts like a magnet, and it only draws in detrimental, acidic particles, plastics, heavy metals, things like this, toxins. So, and he really loads up on it. This is what I do, right? Half a teaspoon in a bottle of water. Half a teaspoon of activated charcoal. You can make your own charcoal as well. That's what I'm going to be doing next. The next thing I'm going to add is Diatomaceous Earth. Farmers use Diatomaceous Earth, which is not for human consumption, but you can buy a food grade one. Okay, I buy this in bulk. I've got loads of this as well. Diatomaceous earth is a silica. The earth is in a huge abundance of it, making it all the time. If you look at it under a microscope, they're like shells. Okay, so what this is good for? It's good for detoxing. It's good for your skin, your bones, your nails, your connective tissues, and your joints. Also great for parasites. How parasites work in the body? Andreas Kalker is a master on parasites. Parasites, your body is home to parasites. They've proven that when you might have a tumor in your eye, for example, you might be flooded with parasites. The parasites may shit in your eye, may poo in your eye, and it turns acidic and can cause a tumour. They've cut kids' brains open that have got chronic autism, that have died of chronic autism, and he said the brain is like a block of cheese. Okay, so many wormholes. So what happens with parasites is they migrate around the body, pancreas, they go all over the body. Every full moon, how fascinating is this? Every full moon, they go to the lungs. If you get a tickly, like not a cough, but tickly, like a bit of phlegm, like that, you cough up the larvae, and then you swallow it again, and then it starts again in the gut. Okay, the next round of parasites. Diatomaceous Earth is amazing at keeping the gut lining free of larvae. This is like a glass to larvae. So what happens is, if over a long period of time, if you keep flushing out your gut, okay, getting rid of the larvae, every time the next cycle comes round to the gut, flush it out again. And you can use, like, there's different herbs and teas that you can use, many different things you can use for the same effect, but I use this every day. What happens is, finally there'll be none left. The last cycle will come to the gut, you'll flush out. This could take 3 to 12 months, okay? But to clear yourself of parasites are very important. So Diatomaceous Earth, very important. Farmers use this on their dogs, on their crops. If you have ants in your house, you can pour this where the ants are running. They won't pass it, okay? The ants won't cross it. So just half a teaspoon to start, okay? Half a teaspoon in of that. Next one is zeolite. Zeolite, okay? Zeolite helps cancer, autism, herpes, balances the pH. Also heavy metals, okay? Zeolite, very powerful for pulling out heavy metals. I heard a great analogy from a doctor. He said, when you're in a gym, the heavier the weight, the heavier the metal in the gym that you have to move, the more energy it takes. It's exactly the same in the body. When we have heavy metals in the body, it takes more energy to move them and flush them. So people are getting chronic fatigue and getting all these autoimmune conditions, is because we've got too much heavy metal in our body. So zeolite, half a teaspoon of zeolite. And the last one, so there's 3 in there now. The last thing I'm going to add is bentonite clay, okay? Bentonite clay, just bought 20 kilos of this as well. This is actually from Australia, very good for you, you can use it on face masks, you can put it in the bath, it'll pull toxins out of your skin, through your skin. This is a edible. This is so pure you can ingest it. So many health benefits, but one of them is exactly what it does on the outside of your skin. When you put it inside your body, it pulls toxins, pulls metals, pulls everything out of the body into your colon so you can pass it, okay? Half a teaspoon of bentonite clay. If you get to a point where you feel like you can add more, that's fine, but you've got now 2 teaspoons of stuff in this. Activated charcoal, zeolite, diatomaceous earth, bentonite clay. You have to keep hydrated with this. You have to keep a lot of water going in. Mix that up. I drink that once a day in the middle of the day, okay? Great for detoxing. Great for detoxing. You might find that your poo goes more smelly, okay? That's a good thing. Ideally, they say that there's no reason why your poo should smell. This is serious. If you speak to people who are very healthy, even in Taoism, traditional Chinese medicine, there's a saying in Chinese where even your sweat smells nice, okay? Because if you're pure inside, and this has to go in harmony with spiritual practice. You know, I shared a story of a student of Master Shah, my teacher, who used to chant 5-8 hours a day, God's light, God's light, God's light, God's light, chanting. He had to take in 5 t-shirts. One t-shirt would just stink. It would be soaking wet with sweat. He'd take it off, he'd put the next one. By the end of his practice, he'd have 5 t-shirts that were soaking wet and stink. Why is that? Because you're bringing in high spiritual frequencies. So any impurities are actually getting pushed out of the physical body. This is how the spiritual world and spiritual practice works as well. You work on the jing, the matter level, and the energy and spiritual level. You're getting it from all sides. So in Taoism, if you have a pure inside, your diet is pure, your water is pure, your mind, your spiritual practice is pure. Even when you sweat, it doesn't smell. Smell is only toxins coming out the body. It's the same with your poo, okay? You can go to the toilet, and when you have a poo, your poo shouldn't smell. If you start taking this type of stuff, right, and your poo really smells, that's a good thing. Why? Because it's pulling out all of the toxicity that's rotten inside your body, okay? This is great for detoxing. Again, if you do feel like you're getting clogged up, or if you know that you suffer with some form of constipation because you have white sticky breads and shit like that, just have a 1/4 teaspoon of each, a lot of water, and help the body with castor oil to pass it if you are clogged up. I'm going to share another couple of videos, not today, maybe tomorrow, with just a few other things in terms of vitamins and minerals, like your magnesiums and that, and just what else I do with that type of thing, with iodine and things like that. And basically I'll leave it at that. So hope these make sense. I hope you can benefit from these. I love you all. Take care.